Hello everybody, welcome back for another episode of Terraria 1.2.4.1. This is episode 81, and we're going back in again for the Sharknado Showdown Part 2. This time, hopefully with a renewed sense of strategy and composure, or something like that anyway. You guys gave me a lot of advice on the last episode, and I want to say thank you for that, but I also want to say to the people that need to shout at me in all caps, don't do that, please. I get it. I actually recorded both episodes and the last one together at the same time, so the apparent ignorance and insanity of me not listening to the comments on the first episode was just as a result of me having recorded both of them at the same time, not that I wasn't still reading the comments. So, I've chosen, as I often do, to sort of interpret all of the mass messages and things that you guys have given me into what I think is hopefully a winning strategy here. Let's see what we've changed. So, first of all, I've switched out the Ankh Shield back in, or switched the Menacing Avenger emblem out and put the Ankh Shield back in. So knockback should no longer be an issue. I think that the trade-off as far as damage reduction should hopefully be fairly trivial when it results in that I can stay alive longer or have better navigation. I've also taken some steps to make the area by the boss a little bit easier, so why don't we go over there and I'll show you. I actually spent a good hour or so setting this stuff up. So, we're back at the beach. Everything is as it was. We've got the torches going on. And down here, we actually have built out a platform that goes all the way out into the ocean. So we've got a much, much longer platform to fight on. And I did take my time to make sure these were all spaced the same, because that would have just driven me crazy if they weren't. And I've just left a little gap here at the end that we can use to fish. I could probably cut a hole anywhere in there, but I figured it'd be more worth it to have the space open for other things. Now, I've also added up here a little floating platform that I can run across if need be, and I've also got a crystal ball, which you can use for a buff, and a 1-second timer on this heart statue, which should result in a little bit of mana piling up occasionally, and sometimes maybe it'll fall through here and land on the ground. I don't know where I'm going to spend most of my time, and there's also another tier of it up here in case I need to dodge further away. But the main goal now is it's mostly about maneuverability, not so much about tanking the hits as much. I think with the amount of damage that I can take, as long as I'm keeping my MP up, I should be able to trade that off with the Spectre gear as I was doing before, and I think my biggest problem is just not being able to avoid Sharknadoes, which with a much, much longer kind of landing strip here to run across, I think I shouldn't have as much trouble. I'm also not sure if Sharknadoes can even spawn on these platforms, so I guess that's going to be another test too, because I haven't actually tested a fight out yet since I built this stuff, so I mean, I could have gone further with these and made these really, really long, but, you know, with the kind of finicky nature that I have about building stuff, I figured might as well keep it, you know, kind of minimal for now. If this doesn't work, I can always extend those out later. So you can see our map here. It's a much larger, I have more than doubled the amount of land that I have to run across. I was trying to fight the boss basically in this whole area, just the desert and like one little nugget of the pier as it came out from the lake area. Or the ocean, I should say. So let's do a fight. Hopefully this will go fairly smoothly. I haven't farmed for new potions or anything like that, like I was saying I might do last time. I will pop buffs and such, and hopefully the Ankh Shield should make a bit of a difference. What else do I need to do? I've got my light source. I lit up all the platforms, so if it becomes night, I shouldn't have trouble with that. I think we're good to go. Let's just swap out our butterfly net and get to business. Oh, I probably shouldn't cast that, like, off the screen, huh? Because I can't actually see where it is. Oh, do I not have an option? I can't. Oh, okay, still works. Whatevs. Alright, so a lot of people were telling me, and, you know, probably rightfully so, that I should not be using the vampire knives with this build, which, you know, I guess that's a reasonable thing to say, and I agree. But I do want to point out, and it seemed like nobody was really noticing this, or, you know, very few people were noticing, as there were a couple people that mentioned it, but it seems like nobody paid attention to the fact that I did actually beat the dude once. So it's not like I'm absolutely terrible at this fight. I kind of get how it works now. I don't think I have too much more work to do to get better at it. I just really needed some more space to be able to double back. It's just the way people were talking, it was like I had been a complete failure and had no ability to parse information or something. And like the fact that I had switched back and forth between the vampire knives and the razor pine, that was just sort of like my strategy. That was me trying to think on the fly and come up with something that mostly works. There were also people going back and forth about, like, does the Razor Pine actually work? Is the damage output enough? I think it probably is, but I was trying to do something a little bit more crafty and go back and forth with the health regen and stuff. Also, just for S's and G's, I went and redid the the Razor Blade Typhoon, and put the damage way up higher on that too. I got a Mystic, not Mythical, modifier on it, so it's not the best one, but I only spent like 20 gold or so, so I didn't feel too bad about letting it go. I know I probably shouldn't be using this for the fight, but I'm kind of thinking this is not terrible, actually, considering I have more room to go on, and things are just sort of opening up a little bit. I had somebody mention, too, that this might be, like, the worst thing that this guy can drop, too, the Razor Blade Typhoon, so I'm kind of very excited to see what maybe that bubble launcher gun is, if that one's a lot better or something. Yeah, I haven't gotten nearly as close to dying this time so far. I mean, now that I said that, of course, I'm going to just wander right into a Sharknado and probably get myself killed, but looks like my health is actually regenning fairly quickly. Maybe I'll be okay, maybe I won't. We'll see in just a moment. I don't know, I think this is actually a winning combination that we've got going on here. This is mostly actually a not completely stress-free fight, but not a terrible one, I would think. I also have to be aware that when this thing dies, it tends to drop a Sharknado, which, you know, could be a bit of a problem for me. Oh, see, like this whole maneuver right here is really, really unfortunate, actually, because there was no reason for me to die there. I had that fight completely in the bag. I should have just stayed away. Alright, so that's one vote towards me extending out those bridges. That vote has been cast, and I guess we'll see if votes number 2 and 3 come in over the course of this episode. I was really hoping that we would have no deaths here, and this would be a fairly flawless execution, but, you know, I guess we'll have to jump back in and try it again. Get my light source back out. Oh, gotta wait for a second for some reason. I'm not sure why that is, but just sometimes you just can't modify things in your inventory. I think maybe the bird was still casting or something. Alright, what else do I need to change? Probably not much. Did I even use my buffs? I don't think I even used my buffs on that one, actually, so that's kind of good news then. I guess we'll just go back and do it again. All I'm really using up at this point is those worms, which I can always get more of. They're, you know, ready to be farmed now, so it's not a huge deal. Man, that is just silly that I got trapped in that position like that. I really shouldn't have lost there. Also, I hope nobody thinks that, like, these fights were making me super salty or anything, because I got the impression with, like, the frustration that people had in the comments that, like, they were thinking I was, like, really, really terrible and mad about it, which, you know, I wasn't. I just kind of, I was a little frustrated that I won once and then couldn't do it again is all. But I have complete and utter confidence that this is going to happen. Even just with the setup I have now, I kind of feel like it was almost a freak accident that it didn't work out just a second ago. But we'll see. Maybe that was the lucky break I had again like I had in the last episode, and then I'm going to get terrible for some reason. I should really try and not cross over it so much. Those little blocks there, probably somebody's going to yell at me for those. I put them there just so I could put something with the lights on them. It's probably not necessary. I could have just done like a background tile or something, if that's even possible to do. Maybe I would extend it to the sky or something like that. But, yeah, I just figured that would be, you know, something that works. I forgot to use the crystal ball again. I get very flustered when I'm trying to fight this guy and talk at the same time, apparently. Yeah, I got it on the pass-through. I'll try and use more MP potions this time, too, so that way, whenever I get low, I should be able to just refill over and over again. Keeps my health high that way. I should not worry so much about burning through that stuff. It's really not a big deal. I can always just buy more. I've got more gold than I need forever, really. I should probably not be completely off the screen there. Where are you? I'll just let my MP regen while I'm over here. If anything, maybe I could just make a couple more of those little bridges over in, like, the far corner of this. Just because, like, oh man, this MP is really slow. I wanted to let it regen on its own, but yeah, it's not happening, so oh well. I also know I could use the flower in a bottle thing to try and make the MP thing happen a lot easier. I'm choosing not to do that just for the damage buff. I like not to have the fight last super, super long if possible. And so far my idea was correct, that I don't think that I'm getting any Sharknadoes up on top of those wooden platforms, which is good news for me. I'm also really happy that, like, I don't have to worry about not fighting him at night anymore, because that was really annoying. Like, not being able to see hardly anything at all was just silly. Another one of those. Since I'm doing so much more damage, my damage output is both higher and more consistent. I think that's just what's keeping my health going really well. I thought I had a good strategy before, I just hadn't tried all of the permutations and possibilities yet for this type of thing, so, you know, you weren't wrong about the Razor Pine. I just, I wanted to kind of come to my own conclusions, and it's not like I'd been fighting him for super long either. What you saw in the video was all of the fights that I've done, or the videos, because I think I did 3 so far where I fought him. There we go, Duke Fishron defeated. What do we get on a drop? Healing Flareon, I think that's not a Pokemon. What did I get? Flareon, okay, that's the flail, I guess. Let's see what that looks like real quick. Okay, this shoots a bunch of bubbles. The bubbles probably do damage on their own. I don't know if that'll be super useful for the fight either, but, you know, it's good to have. It's another thing collected for the collection. I could try it out, I guess. I think I even read a little thing on the wiki about this, that they want you to, like, walk backward while you shoot it, and that kind of keeps the bubbles in prime location. I guess we'll give it a shot with the fight. I mean, what's the harm? I should just replace this with that, 'cause I'm never going to use the Mystic Fork, or whatever. What is that thing called again? Inferno Fork. Yeah, sorry, my remembering those titles is not fantastic. Oh, I didn't realize I could fish right on top of this. I thought I had to do it over open water. Apparently not. Unless, does it, maybe it doesn't work here? It's not catching anything, so I guess maybe it doesn't work. How long can this go? Oh, it just starts dragging eventually. Okay, cool. So I still got 5 more that I can cast out here. Sure, why not? Try it right there. Perfect, let's do it again. How's that for damage? Let's see. I like that little pop, snapple, crack it's doing. I like that quite a bit. Feels like I'm popping bubble wrap. It's quite satisfying. Where are we at now? 40... 45? This might not be bad at all, actually. Oh, we're already in the 3s? Since he's gonna chase me in a tight trail like that, maybe this is actually not a bad idea. And it's also popping the other bubbles, too. So we get the nice snap crackly sound, we get some pretty good damage, and also I have no usage of my MP whatsoever. But that means I'm not healing, so, like, obviously I'm gonna have to switch back over to the Razor Pine. Did a lot of damage on them. Okay, so maybe that's actually a viable option as well. I could go make that beetle armor that everybody wants me to go make, which is going to involve me farming for more stuff from the golem, which, you know, I'm not opposed to doing. That could be another episode, go get some more golem parts and then come back to... Oh, it can actually make one up there. I guess they just hadn't been landing up on that. Okay, good to know. Bad data corrected and adjusted on the fly. I can deal with it. So I guess as long as I don't want to, you know, get hit, or I can, like, keep my distance away from this guy, I should be able to just use the bubble thing, and it seems like it'll work fairly well. I think we're almost ready for another victory, actually. Are we? No, he's just, like, immune now. What's going on here? One more of these MP potions. What are you doing? You're just, like, living in the ground now. What is going on here? I don't like the pressure at the end when it feels like I've killed him and then he actually just doesn't die. Okay, apparently still alive. What does that say, 112? Did I really just see that? Oh, there he goes. What are you doing, man? Okay, we got the weird bow thing, the tsunami. That was interesting. That was a kind of a preferable fight, actually. I think I like the way that went with the flare-on. So Tsunami is high critical strike damage, fast speed, weak knockback, 5 arrows at a time. Okay, well I don't have any arrows on me, I don't think. Or do I? Let's just check it out real quick. Yeah, none. So yeah, that might be worth trying out. I'll maybe consider that if I do like a range thing. Down to 11 mana potions, that should be enough to get me through another fight. And then I'll go back and buy a huge batch of them, keep my in my inventory. I think I'm actually going to go for another fight here. We're actually doing okay for time, too. We're only at like 14-15 minutes so far. So why not? Let's let the inventory slots keep filling up here. I might as well see if I can get that bubble gun. But I'm pretty happy with this flare-on flail. Okay, let's do the same thing we did last time this time and see if it works just as well again. Just, like, not get hit. It's very important. The strategy, just don't get hit. I'm sure I got some pretty good luck with, like, the way the AI worked, that it seemed like I was just basically dragging it straight through all the bubbles. So hopefully I can do something similar to that again. If not, then I guess we'll figure it out. But it is nice to just do a bunch of fights and see, like, what kind of patterns show up after doing this a bunch of times. What kind of struggles am I finding myself facing now? And I think really the biggest one is just, like, not having the ability to stay up in the air on the right side of the screen, I guess, is maybe affecting things a little bit. But I am winning now, which is good. Oh, right. I'm not healing. Forgot about that part. Got too worried about talking and then forgot about the healing part, and my health was going down and not getting replenished. So that's totally my fault. That was a bad loss. Let's go and try it again. I think I'm down to, yeah, 3 more worms. Might have just, like, 1 more in storage. Oh, I forgot to heal. Oh, man. Making all of the rookie mistakes here, guys. Thankfully, my teleporters make this journey rather quick. I've not seen my traveling salesman in a little while, so I'm kind of curious if he'll show up during this episode. If so, I will, of course, buy everything that he's got on sale. It's just the pattern that I tend to follow here. Okay, I think I need to just do it exactly the same as I did, just, like, not be a big dumbo and just make sure that I heal up. It's not a big deal. I think I can do this still. Oh, and it dropped a gold up here. Might want to pick that back up, too. Let's get rid of the graves so we have no memory of these losses. Get that. Our clock is still going on the timer. And it looks like we're good to go again. So let's fish, and let's win. This pier is definitely quite long. It's amazing, too, how big this area is and how quick... Wow, good run there. How quickly I can all of a sudden find myself having crossed the entire expanse. Really would have expected something this big. You would have had a lot more time to kind of dawdle around. So don't get hit. Alright, there, I got hit. It was bound to happen. So let's switch back over here. I probably should put them, like, right next to each other in my inventory also. What are you gonna do? Alright, let's do that. Well, well, the thing is off the screen, I could totally use that other spell, too, to shoot the, typhoons on him. That way I'm getting some more passive health regen. So I'm a little concerned about how things could go sometimes if I end up with no health and no mana at the same time. That would be when I use pots, and that's okay. Yeah, health is actually coming back pretty well. I guess the damage boost does serve this spell a lot, and I think it made sense to do. I could see myself carrying this around to some extent. Okay, watch the crossover here. Remember, I'm using the bubbles. My health is going to go down real fast if I take hits. So we're going to go right back over to the other one. I think I've just been dragging him through that pile of bubbles there for quite a while, so that's good. So we'll switch back over to the Razor Pine. Oh, dropped a Sharknado right on my freaking head there. MP's running out again. Refill that. Also, thank you for letting me know about the mana sickness thing, that using the MP pots too much results in a stacking debuff. I didn't even notice that, or did I? I didn't even think to look for that, actually. I just kind of wasn't paying attention. So I'm actually suffering from that right now. Well, and now it's gone. Probably don't want to go stand in that. That could be a bit of a problem. But the damage did at least let me get back up there. Sharknado should be fading. Yep, there it is. And we'll just kind of walk right through that. One more mana potion. Duke, man, we gotta wrap this up. I'm running out of ground here. Where are you going? Where are you going? I can't see you. This is always the frustrating moment when I am low on health and I don't see where the boss is. There he goes. Good job. Good game. And all these sharks are going to show up. What did I get on my drop? It looks like another of that bow. That's frustrating. I was hoping we could get something new again. Well, there should only be a few more pieces of loot, so I'm sure I'll get it soon. Well, I'm not sure. Oh, I also got a Duke Fishron mask. Oh, I got his wings! I think these are, like, the best wings in the game, possibly. Allows flight and slow fall, allows quick travel in water. Okay, let's do a test, of course. This is what we do with new wings when we find them. I need some point of reference here. I'm going to have to go over a little bit to see. I think there's an area over here I could use. I want to be able to fly high enough that I can see how high I get in perspective of something else. So we're going to fly from the ground. That tree is there. Okay, we go just slightly higher than that tree. And then we'll fall back down. Now we're going to switch out our wings. with the Fishron wings, and let's fly. Can't say they look particularly awesome. Oh yeah, that's way better. Alright, so these are definitely better wings. Good to know. And apparently it said did something with swimming too? I'll look at that in a second. Oh, let's go down here and check it out. Oh, I can move through water just like it's nothing. Like it's not even there. That's kind of a huge thing. Also, look at that momentum as I fly around. I actually get a little bit of upward momentum towards the end. That's a pretty big grab, I would say. Alright, so no matter what happens here, I feel like we've had a reasonably successful episode at least. Found some new wings, a sweet flail. We've got the boss mask, which is a thing, the vanity items that drop from just about all the bosses now, are something I've still got to collect most of. Feel a little bad putting away my menacing spooky wings, but, you know, we'll, it had a good run. They did well for themselves. Now we're, of course, going to have to reforge the Fishron wings. Wonder if I could make them look a little better by dyeing them something. I'll have to sort that out on another episode. But let's try one more boss fight here just to see if we can get that bubble gun before things end up. I think I'm going to do the same strategy because it seems to be working reasonably well. And also re-up on my crystal ball here. Not that I think I'll need it, but... Actually, having this increased maneuverability is pretty nice, too. There's a freaking Metal Sonic the Hedgehog's here. What are you guys doing? Get out of here, werewolf. You're actually reasonably hardy and dropped a pirate map. Good for you, buddy. Everybody was telling me to make these, the asphalt roads as my runway to kind of get away from Duke Fishron, and I hear ya, but I just didn't really think it was totally necessary. I think what we got going on is actually just pretty much fine. Really loving that snap, crapple, pop. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Good old snap, crapple, pop. Made from crapple, the best stuff on Earth. Just keep them off the screen and just keep running through all my bubbles. Oh, the crossover's way easier now. Although, I'm sorry, you guys probably can't see where I'm going for quite a while there. Yep, I should have a much easier time avoiding... Oh, right, health is a problem. I should have a much easier time avoiding running straight into Sharknadoes now, because my adjustment ability is so much better. Like, if I'm headed straight for one, I should be able to just go right over it and kind of adjust almost on a dime, which feels pretty good. Let's let that go again. Just remember, I need to watch out. No health coming in. Alright, switch back over here. Oh, it's not regenning my mana, so we're going to use a potion. Not really taking damage, so I guess that's really, you know, the only thing I have to blame there, which is probably fine. I kind of want to not take damage. See? Okay, so this is the nightmare scenario that I had spoken of just a moment prior, that I was headed straight for a tornado, and I got out of it. I didn't run straight into it. It didn't knock me back. I didn't get GG'd. Everything's fine, I think. I think everything's fine. Looks like my health's coming back in pretty hastily. I have no mana, so we're gonna pop another potion. Headed straight for another Sharknado, but I think we're gonna be able to get out of it. Where's our boss? Where are you at health-wise? I think you're almost dead. Almost? Almost, please. Alright, popping, crackling, snapping. Almost there. What does it say, 1,000 still? I can't tell what he does with his health at the very... There we go. Beauteous. Beauteous Maximus. Now just don't die to the garbage at the end. Deadly Tempest Staff. Okay, so we've got another new item, but we didn't get the bubble gun. So there's still going to be more farming ahead of us for getting all the rest of those items. So we got another mask, too. Alright, I'll put that in the collection, I guess. Let's see what this Deadly Tempest Staff does. Very weak knockback, 68 summon damage. Summons Sharknadoes to fight for you. Oh, so this is a replacement for my sweet Raven Staff, I suppose. Where is my Raven? Are you even alive? What are you doing, Raven? Let's see, I probably can't, but just to see if I could have both of them out at the same time. Okay, there's my Raven. It is so Raven, I'm aware. And I put that up there already. Yeah, it does replace it. Oh, that looks sweet! It's like a little, it's almost like a little inverted pyramid that follows me around and glows and shoots sharks at things. That is freaking cool, actually. Actually looks more helpful, too. I don't know what the damage the crow does is, or the raven does, but this looks like it's not too bad. Should I do one more attempt at him here? See if this guy helps me out a whole bunch? Kill the Sonic! He's not too fast. I know Sonic's usually pretty fast, but Alright, I'll put that back there. I don't really need the staff in my inventory. I know what to do with it by now. And we'll just swap these like that, because I'm not going to need to get back over there. It does make a squishing sound a lot, which is probably going to get a little irritating. Although the crow made a sound too. I guess it was just a less frequent sound or something. Alright, that's my last worm. So let's make this one count. I would be very sad to squander that. Still got 6 minutes on my buff. Yeah, I can only imagine if you can just keep driving them in every direction. Like, you should have a lot of room to be able to just do a ton of damage. I just drag him in one direction for a very long time and see what happens. I imagine if you had like a quarter of the map all kind of laid out for him, you could probably just knock him down before he even knows what happened. Like, he's already at pretty much half health, and I haven't even switched back over to the Razor Pine. I've only taken like one hit. So I'm starting to see how this fight could become trivial in the right circumstances, although I don't think I'm quite there yet. But if I can rely a little bit more heavily on this Bubble Flail, I think we could get there pretty quickly, actually. Where is he? Where did he go? Okay, just keep tracking me. The wings are actually making such a big difference, too. Oh, God. Well, went right through that Sharknado. That is not ideal. Health potion! Oh, that was a scary time. That was almost a super huge throw there. I had to lunge at my keyboard for that health potion. But we are now alive again. Where's that health at? 600, I think it said? Oh, God. Right into another Sharknado. Dude, stop doing that, please. Super rude of you. No, it still said 3,000, didn't it? I have no idea. Like, I cannot read that text when it shoots by like that. Okay, back to the Bubble Flail. Oh, look at that trail of flail. As we walk away, that is fantastic. And he's been defeated. Not even on the screen. Now that is how we Duke Fishron. Where'd the drops happen, though? Probably over here somewhere. Really, just leave that alone. We don't need any of that stuff. Oh, there it is. Bubble gun. Mission success. Let's try it out. 73 magic damage, 21 critical strike chance, very fast speed, uses 3 mana, rapidly shoots forceful bubbles. Well, I'm out of attempts here, so I can't even do another one if I wanted to without going to find... Oh, that's sweet. If that does as much damage as I expect it to, that's perfect. That's going to give me the health regen. Hopefully I can get a nice damage augmentation on it by reforging it, and we should be good to go. And maybe I can take this stuff back now and go for the Pumpkin Moon and Frost Moon and maybe find a little bit more success with a magic build now because I seem to have much more powerful weapons. So this is the episode we needed and wanted, guys, so I hope you're excited as I am. I suppose my next mission is going to be let's go farm for some more worms. Make sure I'll go through the checklist on the wiki and see if I missed any equipment that is really useful out of Duke Fishron. If I need to fight him 2 or 3 more times, we can of course do that in a future episode and just see what happens. So I'm very excited for the future, especially now that maybe I can attempt some of those very obnoxious events with a little bit more, you know, positive energy, knowing that maybe I won't just get wrecked immediately. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I like having this Tornado buddy also. I think he's going to be a permanent fixture on the character now, so we'll see. Let me know if you think the Crow or the Tornado's better. It's almost definitely a Tornado. I'm just wondering off the top of my head. Actually, I'd probably just look at the stats here. So with Mythical, it's at 53, and then with this one, it's at 68 with no augmentation at all. So, oh, sorry, it is Deadly, so it does have an augmentation, but it's not the best one, so it can still go up from there. Anyway, that's going to do it for another episode, guys. Oh, I've also got to make some more mana potions because I went right through those suckers. Thank you, of course, for watching. Be sure to leave your feedback in the comments. I do read all the comments. Let me know what you think I should do next, what my odds are by, you know, with going back to those events I mentioned earlier with the new equipment I've got. And I think that's about it. So thanks, everybody, for watching. I'll catch you for the next one. I hope you all have a fantastic night. Later.